Cavaliers. Let's talk about them without LeBron. They, of course, had 4 straight trips to the NBA Finals. That's probably over. Kevin Love,
yeah, probably.
Well, I don't know. I'm trying, man. Kevin Love, though, still here, and I love this. I loved he posted this over the weekend, welcoming Channing Frye back with a little Photoshop work. Colin Sexton also has been turning some heads in Las Vegas. So, look, there's been a real division. There's been plenty of people who have been like, the Cavs, a playoff team, ha, 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 ha. And then there are people saying, oh, maybe they've had a shot. Where do you fall, Dave?
I think that there is a competitive spirit that's going from the front office all the way down through the coaching staff, through some of these veterans that are going to come back with the team, where they really want to prove something to themselves that they can win without LeBron. Easier said than done, because as we mentioned earlier, they needed LeBron every single game, almost every single minute, just to be the 4 seed in the East last year. But we haven't seen Kevin Love as the #1 option in a long time. I really liked what I saw at Colin Sexton. It's only Summer League. Yeti Osman is going to be a guy who's trying to make a name for himself every single night in the league, and that's an energy that guys draw from. But there is still the lack of consistency offensively that worries me.
I'm glad Dave's here because I want to ask you this. This team over the last 4 years, even when Kyrie was here, whenever LeBron didn't play, whether it was within the micro of he's out of the game for now or he's missing this game tonight, they've been terrible.
I think they lost their last 11 games without LeBron, which is ridiculous.
But it's not a talent thing. I hate when people say he doesn't have help or they're not good enough. Kevin Love's an all-star. Kyrie Irving was an all-star.
Right.
What was it, from you watching that team as close as anybody for the last 4 years, what was it that made that team fall apart the minute he wasn't playing basketball?
I think system is part of it, that everything was predicated on going through LeBron, and then all of a sudden you have that void, and how do you all of a sudden you drum up? They also rested multiple guys on nights when LeBron rested. And I think that was part of the narrative, and that didn't get enough attention because you always just assumed it was LeBron, nothing else. Well, a lot of times when LeBron didn't play, Kyrie wasn't playing, Kevin Love wasn't playing.
There was a number where
it was Kyrie
they play and he doesn't,
and
that one was.
They still struggle. And I think just beyond that, you had players that there wasn't a clear leader without LeBron. I mean, it was LeBron as the lone shining light, and then kind of everything followed beneath it. And if LeBron was removed from it, who's the light we're going to follow?
I mean, I'm excited to see Minnesota Kevin show up this season if he's allowed to do that and if his health will allow him to do that. I don't know when the last time he had a completely healthy season was.
It's been a while, but he has all the motivation in the world to be that #1 option because he can opt out of his deal summer 2019 and cash
he's
in.
Basically playing for a free agency here.
I'm excited also to see Coach Lue do his thing because he's a guy who got a lot. I mean, that's part and parcel of being LeBron's coach.
Right.
Yep.
Eric Spoelstra went through it for 4 years. LeBron leaves, all of a sudden everyone says, oh, Spoelstra's actually a really good coach. Like, yeah, he was always a good coach.
Of course.
I want to see Coach Lue also.
Well, I've said it on the show. I'm kind of through the tunnel. I was on yes, they definitely need to tank, keep that top 10 pick, do it, rebuild. I'm kind of all the way through to the other side now of saying, you know what, if it was that easy to just get a low draft pick and rebuild, a lot of teams would have done it.
Right.
We've seen teams go, I always talk about, I grew up in Washington, D.C., the franchise I grew up watching has not been to a finals or conference finals in 40 years.
Right.
If it was that easy, other people would do it. So I'm starting to be swayed over to the idea of if you've got some good players and you've got some momentum and some guys, as you say, who are motivated and possibly an East that's more open.
More open.
It might be worth
Attainable.
giving it a shot.